Hey guys, welcome to episode number 35 of Metal and Beer. Our Metal and Beer series is where you will learn a new metal riff and you'll also discover a new craft beer. In this Metal and Beer episode, you're going to learn how to combine alternate picking with string skipping. I'm going to play the riff at normal speed and then we'll break it down note for note so you can learn the riff and the techniques. Now, before we get into the notes, I want to just briefly show you how to combine the alternate picking with the string skipping. So here's a close-up. Now the trick here, as you can see, is when I pick the first note, I'm doing the downstroke. I said stroke. But on the second note, which is we're going to skip the string, we're going from E to the D string. On that second note, I'm going to do the alternate pick, which is going to be an upstroke. Now let's get into the actual riff on this alternate picking string skipping exercise. I can't just give you the actual technique, we got to throw some riffs in there too. So here we go, I'm going to play it slow for you guys. Now let's play it once more at full speed. Alright, so that's our metal riff in episode number 35 of Metal and Beer. We're getting to the beer tasting, but I just want to reiterate, I want you to practice that alternate picking and string skipping together. So if you want to go back and just practice that first part, where you're just hitting the open E string on the downstroke and then skipping the string and coming back up, alternate picking with the upstroke on that D string. I think it's the second fret that we played there. Practice that back and forth and maybe, play around with that same methodology in different parts of the fretboard. Just practice the alternate picking and the string skipping together. Of course, then you want to start adding the riffs. You can play the riff, the little line that I played in this video, or you can make up your own. And this is what I always encourage you guys to do, is just take what I'm teaching you here, learn the notes and the techniques, and then start expanding. Do that in different places of the fretboard, and that's how we become better guitar players and better metal musicians. So by now, you're probably wondering, what's Jason drinking today? Well, I'm glad you asked. Today I am drinking the Rogue Dead Guy Ale. Now you don't get much more metal than this image on the can. Now before we dive into this beer, let me just quickly read the back of the can here to you guys. I guess there's no real back of a can because it's round. The Dead Guy Ale is a Maybach style ale with a robust malt profile and sweetness that is balanced by the liberal use of bittering hops. Sounds pretty delicious, so let's see how the Dead Guy Ale tastes. Now, to be honest with you guys, I've actually had this before several times, but I'm gonna pretend this is the first time. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this beer, but as you can see, it's almost like a red ale. It's got like a reddish golden, so I don't know if I can classify it as a red ale or not quite a blonde ale. It is indeed an L. So, what the L? Bad pun. Anyway, cheers. That is one delicious beer, and as you can see, it's probably more on the red ale side, definitely not a blonde. I think I mentioned blonde ale before when I was pouring it. Maybe the lighting tricked me, but it has got a darker color to it. So it does have a bold taste, I will say that, which to me makes it a metal beer, because metal's pretty bold and all. But it's a delicious beer in my opinion. It's 6.8% alcohol, So, you know, a couple of these is probably more than enough. All right, guys, that wraps it up for episode number 35 of our Metal and Beer series. I can't believe we have 35 Metal and Beer videos. On that note, no pun intended, you can watch the entire series of Metal and Beer here on YouTube. There will be a little screen that'll pop up here in a few seconds. Just click on that and then you'll have access to every video that we've got here for the Metal and Beer series. There's a lot of great guitar lessons and guitar techniques, and of course there's a lot of good brews that you're going to learn about in this series. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you got something out of it. And until next time, keep it metal.